Ikeoluwapo, welcome back to the show. I know, I know,
Thank
I know.
you.
We recorded a version before, and I was like, yeah, we have to redo it because it's the 200th episode of this
Because
podcast.
it's plenty.
It's too much. It's too much, and I'm so grateful. You were the first guest ever on Mirror Talk, and you basically paved the way for all the big guests that we've had on the podcast afterwards. Like every episode is dedicated to you, basically.
Just look at that.
And
Look at that.
look at that.
Look at that. The Queen Elizabeth wave. Sorry. Hi.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
For those who don't know Queen Ikeoluwapo Oluwayemi, can you let them know who you are, please? Give them the opportunity to
I
know you.
am. My name is Ishbin. Everything is. Everything is. My name is Ikeoluwapo Oluwayemi, and I am God's daughter. I am a princess. I am a queen. I am everything. Jokes apart.
Yeah.
Yes, so my name is Ikeoluwapo Oluwayemi. I am a project manager. I currently work with a couple of companies. Don't say, please. I'm looking for a job. Hit me up if you have anything for me. But anyway, I'm into healthcare, project management in healthcare, and I'm also into project management in IT, and I do a bit of logistics as well, just here and there. Then I also should I continue? I should stop.
Okay, to continue, let them know the chain of
Let's
businesses that
carry.
you own.
I also run my own business as well. I bake, so I make confectionaries basically. Small chops as my people would like to call it. So yes, I do
Mm.
that also. So yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, you do a lot, so I'm very grateful that you even made the time out at this very moment to record this with me to, reflect back on the journey so far
Yeah.
after 200 episodes. That's over 2 years right now, thinking about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a whole
That,
lot. You know what I call you? You are
what?
you are the perfect definition of consistency. Best in
Oh, come
consistency goes to Toby Odekunle.
thank you so much for that. It comes with a price though, but yeah.
I know,
But
and
thank
you
you.
you have paid the price, and because you've, 200, Toby, 200, Toby. No, we
It's
give
a
it to
lot,
you.
right?
Take your flowers, please, with all the
Oh,
pride,
thank you.
with all the pride.
Thank you so much. And I give you back also the flowers too, because if you had not met out the time that day with your best friend, with Precious, who happens to be sitting down there somewhere.
Yes,
She's not going
so
to be on
she's showing
camera.
herself in the background.
Yeah, I mean, you guys came over that Precious day. I can never forget it.
Oh,
And we recorded, and it was wonderful. And then I think at that point in my life, I didn't know exactly how a podcast will continue. I just knew I wanted to have a podcast. Will it be a solo podcast? Will it be an interview podcast? I did not know. But after that wonderful session with you, I was like, oh, definitely interview podcast. Because you made it so lovely, right? You made it so wonderful, and the conversation was so deep and soulful. And I was hungry for more of that, basically. And that helped me to even let go of a lot of things that we're going to talk during this conversation also. I mean, when reflecting back on the growth that one has experienced so far over the years, I'm happy that one is growing and one is not where one was
yes,
2 years ago.
absolutely.
Yeah. So how was that like been for you? Like, after that conversation, the first episode ever on Mirror Talk, we talked about a lot of things, about having friends in our heads, about dealing with different issues and situations. How has the journey been like for you? Please let us know.
I would say first, or to even sum it up, I think I'll just say growth. There's been a lot of growth through the period. 2 years is a lot of time. And yes,
Mm.
I still have like my board members in my brain, in my head that I consult. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's been achieving one milestone after the other. It's just been a good ride, I would say. It's been a good ride. I feel every single thing that's happened through the years has definitely brought me and you here. So we're thankful. A lot of things have happened, good things. I mean, I finished school. I am working in an organization. I have new goals for my life. I have still wonderful people surrounding me. I mean, it's a lot of new things I am stepping into. So I would say that, in summary, it's been growth.
That's been growth. Yes, I'm so thankful for that. Even for the growth that one has experienced. Back then, you were still in school, and
Yes.
then I think you freshly came into Germany, or you were still new in Hamburg at that period in time, I
It was,
believe, right?
yeah. I mean, I was still fresh. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But now you've owned all of you owned all of
I
Hamburg,
am the
basically. You own all the
owner
business.
of Hamburg.
Yeah, but back then when you came, we talked about something very very important, relatable, and very sensible, which was about you know feeling out of place when you're in an environment, basically, and maybe not fitting into the norms, for example. So I don't know if you could remember that, reflect on that also, and let us know how that has been like for you. Have you been able to feel among, or created your own room for yourself, or what have you done with that?
I would say, I mean, not or feeling out of place sometimes. It's not time bound. It could happen anytime. If it happened 10 years ago, it could still happen today and all that stuff. But I mean, again, the conscious effort you keep putting into being very sure of yourself and taking
Mm,
away the self doubt and trying to fit in wherever you are, regardless of what or how you feel or how the vibe you're getting, in fact, it's still what matters, I would say. I mean, sometimes I still feel out of place. I mean, I attended a conference last year, and I'm attending another conference next month, and I still don't know how I fit into it. I don't know. I cannot explain. Last year was
yeah.
bad because I went in there and I looked around me. I mean, the vice chancellor of Germany was there, and I was like, what am I looking for here? I mean, people from
Yeah.
all over the world were there, and I was just this little girl from nowhere, still writing theses and just trying to figure out a life. And I'm seeing people who have made strides in the industry, who have done a
Mm,
lot of work in the world. I mean, made a lot of impact. Ambassadors of different countries, people in high places, basically. And I looked at myself and was like, I don't fit in here. I do not.
mm,
But at the same time, I told myself, this is where you are. This is where you are, and you definitely fit in there. And something I am getting to understand is that if God puts you there, then you're meant to be there, regardless of the people around you. You might be the least amongst them, but you are meant to be there. So now, what you do with that is now up to you. How you now take
mm,
charge is up to you. God has put you there. You might feel out of place. You might feel, or the people that are surrounding you are way beyond your league, but you're there. So how do you manage
yeah.
that particular space? So it's totally up to you. And honestly, I have learned to also take charge regardless. My voice also counts, right? I just finished reading a
Mm,
novel, The Girl with the Louding Voice. It was by a Nigerian author. I can't remember her name right now, but it was basically still saying that you should own the room. Your voice is as
mm,
loud as it can be. That one opinion you have is different from the opinion of every other person right there. So
mm,
no matter how out of place you feel, own the room, regardless. You're there because God put you there. Now act like it. Don't waste the opportunity. Make God proud. Make yourself proud, basically. So I still feel out of place sometimes, but now how I
yeah.
manage that has changed. I think, yeah, that's the explanation to it.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. Like, make yourself proud, make God proud, make your parents proud,
Yes.
make your old ancestors
Yes.
proud, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing I learned so far in this journey also is like, from even from the first time that we recorded, I was say shy, I was so anxious. I noticed in my voice. I listened back to the episode and I was like, my voice was just shaking. I was like, I almost felt
I
like
really
deleting the
can
episode
remember
from the
you were trying
platform.
to make it right. So you were really
Yeah,
uptight and just, but now look at you. Look at you. Ah, come
yeah,
on.
I'm
The
super
owner of
relaxed.
every podcast in Nigeria, Nigeria is so small. In the entire world is
Mm.
learning from Toby. Can't you see the guest on your podcast? Every time you release an episode and I see the guest, I'm like, how does Toby do it? How? How? And it amazes me, and really, we are proud of you and we're rooting for you, honestly. We are.
Oh, thank you. I mean, without your support, won't be where we are today, and that's why we are recording this also, just to say thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing, thank you for pushing us, and thank you for making the consistency count
Yeah.
to be worth it,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, I mean, even though we are recording now virtually on Riverside.fm, and back then when we were recording, I was like was very super shy and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I noticed that I've been able to grow out of that
Mm-hmm.
myself because I've learned that I should be able to own should be able to own the
Mm-hmm.
room, basically,
Mm-hmm.
like you said already. I should be able to sit down there and feel comfortable, and
Absolutely.
they won't bite me, they won't eat me up, and I'm doing what I love to do, so I should
Oh, yes.
show it. Yeah. Yeah. And I was listening to a conversation that Oprah Winfrey was having, and she was like, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to
Repeat
use that
it.
every
Repeat
time.
it. Repeat
I
it.
come as one. I come as one. I stand as 10,000. That's like,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I mean, I'm not the only
Thank
one standing right now or talking
you.
right
Man,
now.
that's the flex
I-
we have as Christians. The whole army
yeah.
of angels and heaven is right behind us. I can imagine how they're like, go, you can do it. I mean, they're clapping for you. That quote, I mean, covers it all. You come as one, but you
Mm,
stand as 10,000. You stand for the
yeah.
people you're representing, the whole world. Actually, the people that need you and need what you're about to say are just right behind you. And thank you. That was a hit to me. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I use all the time also myself, just to, yeah, let go of that anxiety or
Mm-hmm,
fear
mm-hmm.
or like worry that, oh, I'm out of place, or I don't deserve to be here. Oh, come on, you deserve to be
Yes,
there.
you do. You do. You sure
You
do.
do. Yeah. And one thing that we also talked about, and that also comes with growth and development, like when you introduce yourself, you mentioned you give us a privilege to know everything that you do. And it comes with a lot of stress. It's not beans, it's not easy to do all of that, and it's not easy to want to develop
Yeah.
oneself. So how do you then deal with stress and being overwhelmed in your process of growth?
Man, I sleep because because I cannot come and go and kill myself. You understand? But yeah,
Yeah.
jokes apart, I of course, yes, that's very important. I prioritize naps, power naps, and of course, if and when I am overwhelmed, I just try to sit
Mm,
back and literally tell myself and remind myself of the goodness of God. Because, I mean, there are sometimes I just break down in tears and I'm like, oh, with the way we're saying, oh, I'm doing so many things, I still feel like I'm doing nothing, or I feel like I'm not doing
mm,
enough. And I'm like, oh,
mm,
this and this is there, this and this is there. I've not done this. I should be doing this. I have this idea or this nudging in my heart that I know I should be doing something better.
mm,
I should be doing something bigger, but I just cannot place my hand on it, and it makes me really overwhelmed. I break down in tears, but still,
mm,
in that situation or in that moment, I consciously try to remind myself of the goodness of God. I mean, you've come a long way. You're here. You're doing these things, and some time ago, you weren't on these things. You were you were not where you are right now, and if you've come
mm,
this far, you can still get to wherever you want to be at. So when I remind myself of those things, I cheer up. It might not be the most elevated or excited state immediately, but I know I move myself out of that state I used to be. And I
Yeah.
allow myself cry, I allow myself let out the emotions. And when I know I'm done, I say, okay, you finish crying. I'll be, "Oh, yeah, clean your eyes. It's time to now
Yeah.
start recalibrating and all those stuff." And also,
Mm.
I think before I was a little bit shy, not shy. I just didn't like telling people my problems. I don't like it till now, but I think I've opened up a little because I feel, I mean, everyone is going through a lot of problems. And if I start telling you mine, I just feel that I'm bothering you or something. But at least I know now that, okay, even if it's just one friend or two friends I share them with, or even my mom or a trusted person, I feel better. I let off a bit of steam. I rant to them and I feel a
Mm.
little better. Take for
Mm.
instance, pressure sometimes I just call and I'm like I'm just ranting and I'm vexing and I'm crying and I'm doing everything. And at least in her own little bit she encourages me. Oh, this is it, this is what you're not there yet, but you're moving, you're not stagnant. I mean, and all those encouragements, they do uplift me. Talking to one or two people or just taking time to just process does a lot of good. So yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, I can totally relate with that too. Thanks so much for sharing that.
Mhm.
One thing I also do too is also taking power naps because yeah, I always tell myself, yeah, this problem will still be there if I leave, for example. So let me just take a 15 minutes break or nap from it. It will wait there for me basically. So I'll just let me just go briefly and take a break. Let me catch my
Yeah,
breaths and come
yeah.
back. And then if it has not solved itself before I come back, we'll continue from where
We'll
we
continue
stopped.
from where we left off. Yes.
Exactly from where we left off. And one thing that you mentioned that I'm also working on myself too currently is venting out to people, like speaking with
Yeah.
people. What I do up to now is like I take
Mhm.
walks a lot in the evening, for example, and then I just sometimes if I'm not listening to music, I start talking to myself and talking to my creator, talking to anything possible. And sometimes I don't even care anymore. I don't care if people are looking at
Mhm.
me on the road. I will just be talking to myself. So I put on my AirPods. I won't listen to anything. I'll be talking as if I'm on a phone call or something like that. And that helped me. It helps me to process my
Yeah.
thoughts a lot of
Yeah.
times, and helps me to process that or let go of that overburden or blow off some steam
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But I think it's much more better when you have like that reliable friend, like Precious that you mentioned, that could listen to you actively and also maybe give you words of
Yes.
advice and tell you,
Yes.
okay, take it this way. Or even if they don't have anything to say, you just venting out at them and them just looking at you like this, like,
You
it's
see, it
enough.
makes a lot of difference. And they're just, I have someone say, "Are you done? Are you sure you're done venting? You continue, continue. There's still
Yeah.
more you want to release. Continue, continue speaking." When I keep quiet
Mm,
again, I say, "Are you done? Are you sure you're done? Just continue. I will just listen. I will just listen." And Precious does the same thing
yeah.
as well. Just keep on venting. When you're done, we'll solve
Mm,
it. But for now, you own the room. Vent as much as you want and just blow off steam. So yeah.
yeah. It's better than bottling it
Yes.
in or suppressing it
Yes.
down. That could cause a lot of illnesses or bad things that, yeah,
Yeah.
that one could avoid basically. Yeah. And the title of this episode, because it's the 200th episode, is like it's 200 steps forward. But
We should have a bell
yeah,
ring. Boom, 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 boom,
exactly.
boom.
Yeah, 200 steps forward. But in the real life, in the real world, um, it comes with a lot of taking steps forward, taking steps backward. Doing this dance of life basically. 5 steps forward, 2 steps backward. God forbid, one step forward and some steps more than one step backwards. Yeah. So how do you deal with that in life? How do you deal with all these setbacks or trials that comes with life?
I mean, they are not avoidable. I think they would always happen.
Mm.
Like you said,
Mm.
sometimes it is no step forward and like 10 step backwards. Let's be frank. There are
Yeah.
sometimes that
Mm.
it is just one step backward, but 100 steps forward. But
Yes.
knowing that you're doing well and not doubting yourself, I think is really key. Regardless of the setbacks, regardless of the halts you might have, just knowing that you're doing something. You're doing something. Take for
Mm.
instance, when was that? I think a year or a year plus back. I just started my thesis and I was in Nigeria. I'd gone for holiday then, and I was frustrated. Oh my god. I was down and I called a friend of mine, I mean Olamide, and I told her that I don't know what is happening and I feel stuck. I mean, everyone around me is saying, "Oh, you're doing well. You're doing this. Congrats on this." And I'm like, "No, no, no. I don't feel that way. I feel terrible. I
Mm.
feel stuck in one position. I feel I've been here for a long time and I'm not moving forward. And I'm not just progressing." And that feeling, it brought a lot of emotions. It was frustrating. I was angry. I had mood swings. I could not, and I was unproductive because I had this feeling bottled up in me. And I looked at myself and told myself, regardless of how you feel, this disease, you'll finish it. If you like or feel like you're stuck, or if you like or feel like you're anything,
Mm.
no, you will still finish what you started. And that gave me
Yeah.
confidence that you started this thing and there is a finish line. It might be tough on the way, it might be hard on the way, but you're not going to stop. You're not going to sit and just say, okay, because I am not feeling like it, then I remain on the same spot. So I basically checked myself when I was like, even if I crawl, I will get there. Even if I walk, I will get there. No matter the pace I take, I am going to achieve this goal. So I mean, whenever there are setbacks, I think the primary thing is just to tell yourself that it's a part of life. It's going to happen regardless. And you are not losing sight of the end goal. This is where we're at, where we're heading towards, and we're going to get there. If we take one step backward, it's
Mm.
all okay. We would still take 10 steps forward after that. So just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing. So far you don't get stuck, you don't stay stuck, then I feel there is always, I mean, glory at the end of it. So yeah.
Yes, keep your eyes fixed on the
Yes.
goal and just keep on moving,
Yes.
keep on pushing
Yes.
forward.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be storms, there'll be everything. Just keep on moving forward and have friends like Olamide and Precious around you that that will help you motivate you because you can't do life on your
Yeah.
own. That's a
Yeah.
fact, right? You can't do life on your own. You need people like Olamide and Precious in your life to push you forward. Yeah, which is the truth. Is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can totally relate with that, and that's how I also see it. One thing I also could add to that is basically celebrating all the little
Yeah.
wins in life. Basically, if I take just one step forward,
Yes.
I don't do this before. I still hardly do
Yes.
it, to be
Yes.
honest. Well, if I just take one mini step, one baby step forward, I should celebrate and be happy and be proud of myself. I'll pat myself on the back and say,
You
"Toby, you
did
did well.
well, absolutely. In
You
fact,
did
okay,
well."
just one step far fetched. Today, I literally did not make any progress at work, and I was tired. I was like, with all the efforts I've put, I'm not
Mm.
making. I did not make any tangible progress today, and I felt really down. And I spoke with someone and he was like, so even though when you made progress the other day, and so it's okay, you
Yeah.
would do it tomorrow again. We'll keep at it tomorrow, and I'm sure tomorrow is going to be better. So I was like, okay, I did it
Mm.
before, I'll do it again. Today is bad, fine, tomorrow would be better. So yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, I love that. Yeah, today was not so good, but tomorrow will be
Yeah.
way better. That's positive
Yeah.
mindset. That
Yeah.
positive mindset. Yeah, and in the spirit of taking naps and resting and letting go of those
Mm-hmm.
stress that
Mm-hmm.
you have in your life. I remember that you blessed us by reading your poem, the first episode, and
Yes.
I was blown away, and I've not been able to recover from that
Please. Oh,
from that
please.
experience. So I want to be blown away even much more further. So can you do us the honor and the honor basically of reading your poem again?
Definitely. Yes, 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 yes. So I just got it. So yes, the title of the
Yes.
poem is Rest. And it goes, have you ever thought about more issues than none in your life where you realize that you did not practice what you preached? Have you ever
Mm,
been stricken with doubt about your next steps? Have you ever wondered why you feel the way you feel? Or why most times you find it quite hard to give yourself a dose of courage? Have you ever? Now rest. Rest in the one that can fill in the loops of your heart. Rest in the one that gives you a shoulder to constantly lean. Rest in the one that knows just what you need before you say a word. Rest in God and the rest in the God that loves you endlessly. Let go and let God. Yes, that's
yeah,
it.
beautiful, beautiful. Let's go and let God. Let's
And let
go and
God.
let God.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. If there's a last piece of advice you could give someone out there who is feeling stuck, like you've felt back in the past, um, from your own experience and since that you've been, honored to learn in life
Mhm.
already, what advice would you give that person?
First of all, you're not the only one. Oh my God.
Mm,
Well, Bill Gates, where he is gone, he himself gone, he's thinking that this thing, I'm trying to calculate this finance, this thing. It's not calculating. Math is not mathing.
mm,
What's her name? What did we just speak about? Oprah Winfrey. She's also there. Maybe she's writing a
mm,
book and she has writer's block wherever she is. Or maybe who
mm,
else? Who else? Who else is this? Are these big people that we say? Elon Musk. Maybe it too is. There is not even a maybe. They also find it. They don't find it easy every time. So you're not alone. Although those problems feel super gigantic right now, you're not alone. You're not alone. Me that I'm talking like I own the whole universe. Hey, me if I need help. I'm going through a lot. I've come from a lot. I'm still
yeah.
going through a lot. but but but
Yeah.
but there is, like I said, there is a bigger picture. Regardless of what you're feeling now, regardless of what you feel now, it's going to pass. It's going to pass.
Mm,
There are some times when I tell myself that all these things I face now are going to be all history. In some years now, in some months now, in some days now, you'll be using the past tense to describe what you're currently feeling and how you currently feel. All these things will be history soon. You would soon use the past tense to describe whatever you were feeling. So
mm,
in like some days now, or months now, or years now, you'd be like, oh, when I was, or in those days back in the day. So it
mm,
would be all history, and no matter how hard it feels, no matter how hard it feels, trust me, one step at a time, you'll get there. Just push. Again, don't lose sight of your goal. Even if you need to wear glasses, wear it.
mm.
If you need to use contacts, use it. If you need to use, what's the name of this thing we used to use in secondary school during biology class?
At least
Uh,
microscope or
that thing, Shasha, use
yeah.
it. Magnifying glass, yes.
Magnifying glass.
If
Okay,
you
okay,
need to
okay.
use
Yes.
it to see your goal, use it. But don't lose
Mm,
sight. I know it will be tough. I know it will be hard. I know there will be sleepless nights. I know right now you feel like you're the only one in the world feeling what you're feeling. But just hang in there. Even if it's you're hanging on to the tiniest thread, hold
mm,
on. And at the end of it all, do not forget God. I mean, right now I feel everything about the Holy Spirit just excites me, because if you have God, His fruits in you would help you to keep going. Love, joy, patience. The song says that I still have hope in chaos. I have peace that makes no sense. And that is what you would feel and experience if you have the Holy Spirit and if you have God. So please vent out to God. If you feel, oh, I have nobody to speak to, you have God right beside you. Vent out to Him. Toby said that he will go on walks and just start talking. You're not talking to yourself, you're talking to God. And that's what prayer is, that's what communication is, and that's how God wants us to vent out, cry, shout, do everything. But know that God is listening to you. God is listening to you. And I pray for everyone going through one thing or the other, or feeling stuck, or feeling empty, or feeling like they're always going backwards, or feeling or having self-doubt at this moment. I pray that the Holy Spirit will meet you at the point of your need, and it would
Amen.
bring you out of that situation victorious, victorious, victorious.
Amen.
Know that the best days are ahead. I might sound like a broken record or a motivational speaker right now, or do this, do that, do this, do that, but that's not my intention. My intention is to really make you feel that, or know that it's only but for a while. This too shall pass.
Yes, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ikeoluwapo. I really appreciate this. That's been so wonderful speaking with you again. I mean, maybe we'll do this again in the next milestone. When we hit the next milestone again, and say,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
I,
really
I,
look
I,
forward to it.
yeah, I really appreciate this. I really appreciate all the words of wisdom that you shared, and yeah, I wish you all the best, and I wish you greater progress in life. You know,
Amen.
10,000 steps forward, no steps backward.
Amen. That's what we
Amen.
pray for.
That's what we
Amen.
pray for.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you.
Amen.
This has been so wonderful. So if there's one thing you want all your fans out there to know, maybe how to reach out to you, contact you, how would you want them to reach out to the queen,
Hey,
Ikeoluwapo herself?
you know, as a queen that I am, you need to go through my PA. You need to, if you want to speak to me, you need to send me an email. I do, everything professional, everything really, really uptight. But
Yeah.
no,
How
no,
long
no,
is the
no,
waiting
no,
time?
no. You can wait for like 6 months. You'll be more. No, no, those were just jokes. You can
Yeah.
reach out to me on Instagram. I don't know my username or anything, but on Instagram, my name is still the same, Ikeoluwapo,
Mm,
or maybe Lydia or something. I don't know,
yeah.
but once you start type any of my name, you would see me there.
Mm,
Or you can reach out to me via mail. Mail sounds too professional, but I mean,
mhm.
I'm always reachable. Toby, reach out to Toby. You'll get me definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am available. I am here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to place the link to your email and to your Instagram. We know it,
Yes,
so we'll put it in
please.
the show notes of this episode.
Yes,
People out there
please.
to just click on it or copy it and reach out to you directly.
Yes,
Thank you so much. I
please.
appreciate it. It was beautiful.
Thank you for
God bless you.
having me again, and congratulations again. Please, everybody, can you just give Toby a round of applause, and just tell him all the sweet things in the comments. I mean, your talk, the mirror talk, in fact, it has really encouraged us, and I know it has really encouraged a number of people out there. So this is not, it's not beans, it's not moi moi, it's not Gary, it is a whole 200 episodes. It's a whole 200. That means you've put in effort for the 200 is just what the world can see. Oh. The
Mhm.
number of things you have to work on, or you had to work on to get here, they're like a whole lot, a thousand, thousands and thousands and thousands, but 200 for the whole world to see, and I feel it's really huge. So congratulations again. I know everyone listening to this podcast, every single person that has been on this podcast all the people you have interviewed, all the people you've spoken to, all the lives you've touched. We're all grateful for you. We're all rooting for you. We're all cheering you on, and we say big congratulations to you, Toby. God bless
Thank you
you.
so much.
300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, and many, 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 many more to come in Jesus' name.
Amen. 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 Thank you so much. I love this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.